So this week I decided to do another book review. My friend and I, to get in the holiday spirit, decided to pick up some steamy romantic Christmas holiday reads. And the book we picked up, I decided to film as I read it. And man, it was a wild ride. And I say wild ride to be punny because this book is about a ranch hand. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We have a romance that takes place during the holiday season. Honestly though, like, it wasn't even really during the holiday season. I mean, I guess it was a little bit, but it was just like cold. It wasn't really that much of a Christmas read. But this is The Rancher's Wild Secret by Maisie Yates. And we purchased this book thinking it was a size. Turns out it's 2-in-1. There's a second novel in here called Hold Me Cowboy. I mean, does it get much better than that? I don't think it does. But anyway, so I decided to do a review, well, a little reading vlog with this. I will put that footage after this clip because I figure I'd talk about it for a second before I get into that. And pretty much, I'll read the synopsis because it gets a little wacky, so it's kind of hard to explain. But, gotta put my glasses on. I'm taking them off while I talk to the camera because the last video, like, you can't even see my eyeballs when I have them on. And I know that there is a way to fix that. I'm just lazy and didn't do that. So, I'm gonna read the synopsis because the, it's kind of hard to explain. Not really, but it's just, like, kind of poorly written. So, this synopsis kind of sums it up, as a synopsis should do. But let's get into it here. Emerson Maxfield is the perfect pawn for rancher Holden McCall's purposes. She's engaged to a man solely to win her father's approval, and the sheltered beauty never steps out of line until one encounter changes everything. Now this good girl must marry Holden to protect her family, or their desire could spell downfall for them all. So, this story got a little steamy rather quickly. When we picked up this book, my friend and I didn't think it was going to be just softcore porn, but it was. It got a little 50 Shades of Grey up in here, and it was comical and wonderful and very entertaining. Was it the best written book? No. Was it better than 50 Shades of Grey writing-wise? 110%. That book is trash. I read the first one and like it's just not the best book. But this one, I really applaud what the author was trying to do. I don't understand how Emerson, the main character, she's just dumb in general. She's way too trusting. Like day 2 of meeting this ranch hand, she's like, I love him, which I mean, I get. Like, he was described as very hot, and I'm always like, oh my god, I love him. But, she's supposed to be, like, 29, I'm pretty sure, and smart, not 23 and dumb like I am. And she just immediately is like, oh my god, I love him because she's sexually attracted to him. And she, in the beginning of the book, is planned to marry this guy because her dad wants her to. But the guy is not, like, in the book she's like, oh my god, but his social status and all this stuff, like, as if she's marrying Chuck Bass or something. But he's not. He literally has the same job she does in a different city. So I don't understand how that would have helped her social status at all. But she literally, as a 29-year-old woman, is just going to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go into, like, a loveless marriage because my dad told me to. And I'm just like, you're dumb. Like, whatever. And then this ranch hand comes along. But turns out the ranch hand is there for revenge because he doesn't like her father. But he's also, like, attracted to Emerson. And the plot just moves so quickly. Like, I think it had the potential to be a good story because you know, they fall in love or whatever. Love. But before he admits to loving her, he decides that the way that he's going to get back at her father is by marrying her. And she literally just agrees to marry this man and go to Vegas. And she's like, oh, it's because, you know, he's trying to ruin my family name, so I had to marry him. But then she's like, but I love him. So it just kind of makes no sense at all. But it was a very, very entertaining read. I think that it was funny. I've been trying to read it for like a month, which is just depressing, and I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of it. Unpopular opinion, I know. I like want to like it so bad, but it's just not me, I guess. So this was kind of fun to read. I also like that it says desire on the front cover. Like, everything about this just screams like amazing. But all in all, I read it in 2 days, so it's not like it ruined that many hours of my life. But I thought it was hilarious and wonderful. And also there were moments I was like, oh my god, like, is she in love with him? Or like, oh my god. So but yeah, I think it was really good given, and it was only $5. So, but yeah, I'm gonna put the footage of me reading it. I really don't know what these videos are. I feel like eventually I'm gonna read an actual book that has like a proper review on it, not Gossip Girl or steamy romance novels. But yeah, so here's that footage. Okay, so we're only on page 10 so far of this book, and this girl is in an arranged marriage, and not for any type of religious reasons, simply because her father wanted her in this specific engagement due to like work progress. But the guy she's trying to marry is boring and all, and then also I'm pretty sure he's like, she works in advertising and so does he. So how is it that he like has a higher social status than her? I am baffled. How scandalous. She says, well, she'd never been in love. It was a hypothetical, but all these other loves were not. And as far as sex and passion, well, she hadn't slept with Donovan yet, but she'd been with 2 other men, one boyfriend in college and one out of college, and it just hadn't been anything worth upending her life over. So I just feel like this, I don't know why this girl's getting married. I feel like she gonna try to sleep with this cowboy though. So my friend Madison is also reading this book with me. Like, we decided to read together, and she sent me this part of the book that she's like, she had known he was tall even from a distance, but he was very tall and broad. And we were laughing because both of us wear glasses, and that's literally like anytime we go out and we don't have our glasses on, we're like, okay, so he's tall and broad, but we can't see anything. But my favorite part of this page, she says that his voice was rough and raspy, made for sin, and then the next line is italicized and says, made for sin, question mark. I don't even have words. I love this. Like, me and my friend Madison were talking about how it's kind of like as cheesy and ridiculous as 50 Shades of Grey, but better because like you kind of know that that's its intent. Like, it was weird when 50 Shades of Grey came out and everyone was like, oh my god, it's such a good book. It's like, well, it's a trash book, but we can like trash books, but just don't claim it as a good book. So. Chapter 3. Let's Go for a Ride. Was not sexual. Let's go for a ride. Italicized again. This girl, she's just trying to hook up with this man. She's engaged. She's a mess. She's done talked about his body. Like, she wants to see him naked. Also, all she just keeps saying, I run my dad's business. I run my dad's business. Like, I guess the author thought that maybe the reader was going to forget the plot line as they were reading, but like every chapter we're reminded that she indeed helps runs her father's business. Also, we discovered that this cowboy, he comes to town working on the farm, and apparently he is there because he's trying to seek revenge on her father. But already 2 chapters in, he's smitten with the daughter. So, I mean, it's really lining up nicely here. But he's all about the revenge. But he says he takes what he wants. If he wants to touch somebody, he's gonna touch somebody. That's what he told her. So, it's getting steamy up in here. Okay. So, I did some reading today at work. And y'all, it gets scandalous. So Emerson, the main character, she sneaks out of her home to go to this guy whose name's Holden, the ranch hand, his cabin, and she goes there to seduce him. I did not know that this was just gonna be straight up porn, to be completely honest. It's definitely got very 50 Shades of Grey very quickly. Still better than 50 Shades of Grey, because clearly this is like so over, like so like fantasy ridiculousness, but it gets steamy. Oh, my camera. But it gets steamy. Chapter 5 gets wacky and wild, and she told Holden that she wanted to experiment before she got married, and they specifically said that it was going to stay between the 2 of them. And my camera is not staying. And this girl went and told her sister what happened. So, I mean, that's going to be problematic. And then on top of that, he's still plotting revenge against her father. And all in all, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And yeah, but I'm on page 90, and this is literally all I have left, so I'll probably finish it tonight. I thought it was bigger. Turns out there's a second book in it called Hold Me Cowboy, which is also probably going to be ridiculous. So I'm looking forward to that. Well guys, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed. Let me know if y'all have any fun book recommendations in the comments below, because all I do is read pretty much. And yeah, let me know if y'all also like these videos. Like I said in the last video, last book video, I love watching BookTube. And I don't really feel committed enough. Do I commit to anything in my life now? But I don't feel committed enough to have a full-fledged BookTube channel. But I really like talking about books. Even though I'm not very great at talking about them. I will get better at the format. But let me know what y'all think about these types of videos, and if y'all have any other video suggestions. So yeah, I guess until next time, I'll see y'all later.
Oh my god. Oh, she's gonna put a head.